Hey everybody, Tamara Beatty here, voice and performance coach. Today I'm talking about a subject that a lot of singers think about, being on pitch. Now I did a video in the links below, you can find that link, about the 3 reasons you're singing off pitch. I'm not going to go over the reasons why you may be singing off pitch, flat or sharp, but what I want to do is give you a simple exercise that can help fine-tune your ears so that if you are singing off pitch and really want to get back on, you have a concrete way of doing so. So this exercise is sort of the building block of a scale that, honestly, if I'm being completely honest, you're never actually going to use this scale. Very rarely are you actually going to use this scale in a song. But that's not the reason we're doing it. We're not doing it in order for you to kind of learn a pattern like a riff, for example. It'd be very helpful to learn a minor pentatonic scale if you're looking to do riffs, or if you're more into folk music, a pentatonic scale. This scale itself is not one we're going to use in songs, but it is one that will help fine-tune our ear. It is the chromatic scale. You might have heard it before, but I promise you, when I'm working with singers, even if they're really, really good singers, most of them cannot do this one scale. And I want to go over that with you today. So essentially, the scale that we usually use, that we're kind of used to using sort of in, at least in Western music, is the major diatonic scale. And that just goes like this. You might think of it as do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Or you might think of it as scale degrees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if you have learned that scale, it seems familiar, that's great. A lot of the scales that we do in singing exercises follow along on this scale. Mum, 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 mum. That's just going through the major diatonic scale. This one, same scale. This one, same scale. This one, same scale. Even the top part of that scale, not this down part here, is all on that major diatonic scale. So what we want to do is show you a scale you might not have heard of, or maybe you have, but probably have never learned to sing. And that is the chromatic scale. It sounds like this. In a chromatic scale, every note is separated by a half step. Now there are cultures and kind of musical traditions that go into the quarter step, but we don't normally go into that. So I'm just going to stick with the half step here. And if you want to play it on the keyboard, it's basically every key. White note, black note. You just play every key in your way. Now there are essentially 12 different notes in the scale, and if you add the top one to complete the octave, that ends up being 13. So let's count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 is the same as 1, 1. So what we're looking to do is essentially over time, like if you can do it right away, great. That's awesome. We can move on to some other more complex scales. But for now, I say really, if you can know how to do this scale by yourself without needing the keyboard, up and down, that's going to be super helpful for you. So let's just go with the test. Test yourself. Can you do this scale without having to actually use the piano? So it would sound like this. Da, 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 da. I could check. Good, I'm right so far. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. All right, I can do that. That's good. Now, let's have you try and do it. You're going to be going up 12 steps, and I'm just going to be going like this to show when I'm going up the piano. So in other words, it's like this. Da, 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 da. Like that. Let's see if you can do it. And by the way, if you're thinking, this is too hard for me, don't worry, because if you just check out this number right here, that's the time code when you can jump to the whole tutorial on how to go through this scale. Okay, awesome. Here we go. I'm getting my tapping ready. This is note 1. Here we go. Let's sing it. That's a kitty cat. Great. What note do you have? Is it this note? That's the note we want. Okay, let's go backwards here. Did you make it? Now it is possible to get this note and this note and go astray in the middle. So let's try this now. First of all, congratulations if you got it. Let's try this one. I'm going to tap, and when I get to a middle note, I'm going to play it, and you're just going to test yourself. Okay, here we go. This is the first note. 1, 2, 3, here we go. So can you do that? If you can, awesome. Because even though, like I said, this isn't a terribly musical scale in which you're going to use in your songs, you know, maybe it's possible if you're doing some jazz fusion or certain types of music, but essentially not so much. But being able to do the scale is super helpful to fine-tuning your ear, because when you're singing a song and you're a little bit flat, I'm just a little flat there. I know how to tune it up. Or if I'm a little sharp, I can come down and I can know that I'm on that right note. So if you can't do that, again, we're going to be skipping to that tutorial in a second. If you can, I just want to show you a way that you can practice this. So essentially, what you can do is la da 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 da. So you're following your fingers up as though you'd be playing the notes. Da 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 da. I'm going to check it. Great, I'm there. Da 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 da. Now I'm going to go off just so you can sort of see. Da 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 da. I'm not on the right note. Dang it. Go back. La da da da. I can check it on each note as well. Da 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 da. So there are many ways that you can, by yourself, if you have a keyboard, go ahead and check that. Maybe you know how to play the half tones on your guitar or some other instrument. You can check it like that. All right, now it's time to actually go through how to build this skill. So first, we just want to be able to sing while we're playing the piano. Now, just a quick little note. I'm playing in a range that may work for some people, but may be too high or too low. So I'm going to try my very best to put it in a range where you might be able to jump down the octave or go up the octave if you need to. I'll go nice and slow for you. So step one is let's sing. Let's use a la, for example, but you could use any sound you like. La, la, la. Let's sing it while I'm playing it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Keep going. Good. Slowing it down, here we go. 1, 2, here we go. Okay, again, a little bit faster. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now let's jump to another key. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Great, another key. Let's start here. This is note number 1, this is number 2, this is a half step. Whole step goes here. Do, re, mi, re, do, do, di, do, re, do, di, do, re. That's the half step. Do. You kind of try and go up just a little bit from wherever you're at. Do, go up a little bit. Oh, good. Come back down, then go back to the lower note. Oh, then go back to this middle note. Oh, Let's try that. This first note, one note up, back to that middle note, now to the bottom note. Or another way to say it, this is the 1 of our scale, this is the 2, and this is the 12 of our scale. All right, here we go. 1, 1, go up to 2, down to 1, go down to 12, 1. Now let's do it with an ooh. A little faster. Ooh, again. Ooh. Okay, good. Now we're going to go up this scale starting here. Note 1, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Perfect. That's step 1. Step 2 is to descend that. Here we go. Starting on this note. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Just get used to it. Good. Here we go. 1, 2, 3 again. One more time. Here we go. Good. This is something that you can test yourself with. We're actually going to do the granddaddy test, where we're going to have only these notes played, and you're going to sing the pitches in between. Here we go. Let's get a syllable or a sound that you want to do. La, 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 loo, 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 ooh, whatever you like. This takes time usually. Last one, here we go. Excellent. This chromatic scale is super helpful to just tune your ear to be able to go a little bit sharp, a little bit flat. So if you're a little under, you know how to reach up, or if you're a little bit up, you know how to come down, and where those little cracks are in the scale that you might not necessarily hear if you aren't able to do this. Take some time. It may not help you do all the riffs in the world or anything like that, but will help you fine tune your accuracy. Take the thinking out of singing so you can just open your mouth and let it go. So if you guys like this video, or you like any of the videos on this channel, I would love it if you could just take a moment and subscribe, like, and if you've got a question, put it in the comments. I will get back to you. If you want to follow along and be a part of my weekly newsletters, please click below and you'll find the link there to do that. You're going to get little extra behind the scenes news, tips, and tricks for that. Thanks so much for being here. Happy singing. Take care. Bye-bye.